Hey everybody, it's Paul Yokobitis from Cary Estate Planning, back with another video as part of our 2020 video challenge. And today I wanted to talk about what you should do if your spouse has recently passed. So generally speaking, the first thing you should do is take care of yourself. Take care of whatever needs to be taken care of in each moment, and take it moment by moment. Obviously, this is an incredibly difficult time, and the legal aspects of estate settlement of a deceased spouse's estate can wait. There generally aren't really quick deadlines when we're talking about making crucial filings. As long as things are done reasonably soon after someone has passed, then things will be fine. But generally speaking, we're not going to be able to make initial estate filings for a deceased spouse's estate, at least until the death certificate is received anyway. So for the first couple of weeks, we're really just trying to make sure that the surviving spouse is taking care of final arrangements, making sure that Social Security is put on notice, that we basically, put a stop to any junk mail, those sort of things. Basically, just doing what we can while we're waiting, for the legal process to start. And then, generally speaking, we're usually looking at the way that assets are titled. So a lot of the time, married couples own things jointly with rights to survivorship, or they'll designate each other on individual accounts and retirement accounts like 401ks and IRAs. And so usually what we're looking for are the things that fall through the cracks, or the things that are excluded from marital ownership, that may need the court's assistance to pass title. And usually the culprits in that are motor vehicle titles and individual bank accounts that didn't have designations on them. And so we like to go ahead and get statements and signature cards as soon as we can, get registration certificates or certificates of title for motor vehicles to make sure that we can determine whether they're rights to survivorship property or whether they're going to be implicated in any probate filings. A massive benefit to surviving spouses in North Carolina is a process called the petition for a year's allowance, which is a unique right to surviving spouses in the year following the death of the deceased spouse, and that allows the surviving spouse to take the first $60,000 off the top of the deceased spouse's probate estate, and this is what we call of Part 1 assets, and this is going to be basically personal property that was in the name of the deceased that wasn't subject to other rights to survivorship or beneficiary designations. And so most often it's potentially stock certificates, it could be savings bonds, it could be motor vehicles, especially in the sole name of the spouse, but even half or fractional interests in motor vehicles, and especially larger motor vehicles like RVs and boats. Those are generally going to be the types of assets that we may file the spousal allowance for. And generally, that allowance has to be filed within the first year. It's meant to provide support for a surviving spouse in the event that assets are tied up in the probate process. It's less likely to be the case these days, but it's still very beneficial and helpful for surviving spouse to avoid a full probate. And so what that process may look like for you is going to be very unique to your circumstances. So the first step with us is usually scheduling an initial strategy meeting to review everything and develop a strategy with one of our lawyers to basically get you through that process in the most efficient and shortest period of time possible. If you're interested in discussing your options and what a strategy might look like for you in resolving the estate of a loved one, you can click below and you can get on our calendar for a strategy session. This is Paul from Cary Estate Planning.